Welcome to Tell It Tuesday, everybody. I'm getting started a little bit early today because I have usually 7 to 8 questions, but today we have, I think, 10. A lot of questions came in this week. I really had to pick through them because some of them, of course, were just like too, I mean, they had like no general appeal. They were just too personal, and those people really should have, got the personal advice. What's up, everybody? Everybody, everybody. These some of these questions to this week are crazy. Where my ex lady at? Cause she gonna need to be doing some. Cause some of these people, they kind of off the chain. But I want to remind everyone. See, I have a new toy, so let me see how to mash some of these buttons. I want to. Feel free to share a link or two. We always appreciate that as well. Oh, you can only stay 5 minutes. Well, hey, honey, 5 minutes is better than nothing. So we always appreciate everybody who can come through and share in these festivities. In case you're new to it, or you just come to roll in because you saw there was a live stream happening. What you're participating in right now is a live relationship advice show where people submit their questions by email, and I respond to them in real time right here on the air, right here on the show. And some of these questions, I don't know, this week is kind of special, but we got 10 questions this week, so that's why I started a few minutes early because I wanted to get rolling on this stuff. You can find more of my advice columns on that's askheartbeat.com, and survivingdating.com. Oh, there's no sound in? Well, see, I got a new toy. I told you I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm kind of stumbling my way through this, but thank you for letting me know that because I just assumed that it would continue recording, but now I understand what I did wrong, so thank you for telling me. I'll fix it. All right. Let's start with question number 1. Wait, let me get some tea. I have tea. Y'all brace yourself because these are some crazy letters this time. All right. Question number 1. Last week, I was having a conversation with my boyfriend about his career. He's a real estate agent, property manager. He flips houses. He's starting his 3rd year successfully. We both recognize how much busier he is. He said he feels more aloof and less relatable to the people around him and fears that he's losing some part of himself and feels that he's losing some part of himself. 2 examples he gave. He met up with an old friend and didn't realize until the end that he talked about business the entire time instead of catching up or not attending family events to focus on work. He's very family oriented, so this is very unusual for him. He asked me if I had any advice as how he may be picking up the habits of his dad. I thought about my father and his. Both of these men were providers and have great careers, lived in our households growing up, but they are both aloof and often were not active participants of the households during our childhood. Like they didn't go to games, they didn't help with homework, that kind of stuff. Not having any real example to draw from, I told him that he needs boundaries, like times he will not answer his phone, emails, that because he's an entrepreneur, he needs to be strict about the days he will not work and to have energy to regroup and all of that. We want to get married and have children, and my boyfriend is adamant that he wants to play an active role in his children's life. With his career getting progressively busier, he does not want to bring these habits into our home. Do you have any advice on how he can manage this without letting it take over his entire life? Then she writes, P.S. I'm 28, he's 29. We met years ago in college, but have been together for a year and a half. The first thing I want to say, young lady, do not ever write me asking advice for some man. Okay, that's the number 1 cardinal rule that you broke. If he wants advice on how to change his life, his ass is supposed to be the one writing me, not you. Okay, this is some codependent bullshit right here. I don't like this kind of stuff. I know you coming from a good place, but I'm pointing this out to you because I want you to watch this behavior in yourself. You don't try to fix someone else's problem for them. Okay, that's what I do, but that's my career. You know, and I only do it when people, come to me and ask a question. When you're in a relationship with a man, his job is to go to his men folk, and he's supposed to be talking to them about what he noticed and what he's going through and how he wants to be different, and he's supposed to talk about that with them. He can, of course, chat with you about it, you know what I mean? But it's not your job to be seeking out solutions to his problem. That's his fucking job. All right. So I'm already kind of irritated before we even get started. This is the first letter. But in this case, I'm going to say this. He recognizes that he's going down a slippery slope, right? If he doesn't want to be this man, he's an adult. He's almost 30 years old. He can figure this out. Okay, you don't need to hold his hand and babysit him. If he wants to be a different kind of man, he has the power to be a different kind of man. Just like I was saying on the show the other day, every single thing we do in life is a decision. It's a decision. We had options, right? 3, 5, 12 choices that we could have made, and we choose this one path that we chose. Why did we choose it? Only you know the answer to that question. But in this situation, he has a living in front of him example, as do you, of what a child feels like growing up in a household where their father is not paying much attention to them and not really involved in their life. Do you want to repeat that cycle with your kids? Do you want them to grow up feeling the way that you felt when you were a child? Longing for some attention, some recognition, some involvement from the man that you love as your father and not getting it. Okay, it's a very easy choice. Either you decide you're going to be that dude or you decide you're not going to be that dude. There's only two choices. Okay, and I don't need you to write me asking him how he's going to solve his problem. He needs to get off his little lumpy dumpy ass and figure that shit out. Because just like he made all these decisions to be in this career and do all this and spend his time doing that, and was so rude as to go with his friend and talk about business the whole time. Who do you think want to hear about your work all the time? If that's your friend, he wants to hear about you. And the fact that he talked about business all the time means he totally was all into himself, being all narcissistic, and didn't ask about his friend, didn't talk about his friend, didn't see how his friend was doing, didn't check in with him emotionally, nothing. See, he better get his shit together, because this is some fucked up behavior right here. It's great that he's successful, but you know what? That's not when you are an old man. The business that you did is not why people come to gather around your bedside as you dying and cry at your funeral. Okay, they cry because of the personal relationships that they had with you. So he's young, he's still got time to fix this, but I'm not going to give him any solutions other than you figure it out. That's my answer. He is a man, he needs to do that. Okay, not you. Number 2, question number 2. I don't know what he's finding excuses for, but he need to get his shit together. I love your videos and I watch them often. I'm a 21-year-old woman who has got myself into a horrible situation with a married man that I deeply regret. It was a 4 to 5 month affair that I recently ended because he had given me an STD, and has tried to get me pregnant on multiple occasions. Okay, let me stop and interject something right here. When you know he tried to get you pregnant the first time, why did you keep fucking with him? Okay, that's somebody that you can't trust. That's somebody who is trying to victimize you, and yet you continue your involvement with him. See, I swear this is not even a wine day. This is a hen day. Okay, y'all, something is wrong with you young ladies. And as we go through these, because I peeked at, look at all this. I peeked at some of them, and I was just shaking my head because there's something going on here with these parents. Y'all are not raising your daughters at all. You don't talk to them at all. You don't tell them shit. And it's just a sin. I'm not even a religious person, but I'm going to use that word right now because it makes no sense to have a generation of young women, millions of young women that are so fucking clueless about relationships and men and self-care and self-protection and establishing boundaries and protecting their, honoring themselves and their self-esteem. I am like, this is a nightmare. Well, they can't stop it until somebody tells them that it's wrong behavior, and their parents are not doing that. That's the part that's really getting me, upset, because they're going to hear all kind of shit out in the street and on the internet and all this kind of stuff. Your job as a parent is to counteract that bullshit and set them straight. And these parents aren't doing. I don't know what y'all doing. Would you just having babies and then just sit them up there, letting them raise themselves? Oh, there she is. There's my ex lady. I'm like, this is good. Oh wow, a guy admitted to quote finishing in a girl 5 times without her knowledge. See, but I would hurt his feelings, because soon as I found out I was pregnant, I would say, I know what you did, but guess what? I killed your fucking baby, and I was happy to do it. I would hurt his fucking feelings so bad. Okay, so let's continue on with this. So then she says, I feel horrible because his wife found out, yet he has still attempted to keep a relationship between us two. He claims he wants a divorce, but he hasn't even attempted to get one. I was just looking for advice on how to get over this horrible situation and maybe an insight on why I even allowed myself to get into such a mess. It's not like me at all, and I don't know how I even got here. Thank you. The parents are doing it too? Well, I'm just double disgusted then. I don't even know what to say. Well, let's look at this the young lady. At least her letter was short. Thank you. Woo, on there. Yeah, but that's gonna require a lot of work, lady in white. That I'm not prepared to do right now, because that's gonna have to be a series. I can't do all of that in one show. That's gonna have to be like a 3-part series. Um, okay, first of all, I don't know where you were when you found, how did you just meet him? Had you already been with him for a while? I mean, where in that scenario, this 4 to 5 months, did you find out that this man was married? So you left that out. That would have been interesting to know. But you did find out he was married, and you tried to, end it. Okay. The thing that's bothering you the most is, like I said, okay, where near did he give you the STD? That should have been the end of it. Where did he get in there on the first time and try to get you pregnant? That should have been the end of it. You had multiple times where you saw that this dude was an ain't shit motherfucker, and you continued to deal with him anyway. Why did you do that to yourself? I have no idea. Because it's like there's something I think it's like, you guys don't love yourselves at all. There's no way in this world that any young lady only 21 years old who thought she had some value and was important and deserving of better would have allowed herself to be treated like this, not just one time, but over and over and over again. You see my point here? Because once it happened the first time, you can't do nothing about the first time, because unless you like can see into the future, you don't know what's coming. You ain't no sightseer. But it's like, once you were aware and you know that this is how this person was doing you supposed to cut all ties. So when you say you want to get out of this horror, how to get over this situation, it's a matter of making a decision. See, I'm gonna keep coming back to that. You don't want to be accountable for your behavior, but it's all your fault. You did this to yourself. So what you have to do is make a choice to live consciously. That's what I call it. You live consciously. Stay in the moment, because every time you guys start talking, well, I'm lonely and I'm just, I've always wanted, and but in the future, see, you're not being conscious when you start projecting and historically living and all that stuff. Stay in the here and now. So right now, if I decide to do this stupid thing right here, how is that going to affect me? What am I going to feel like when I realize how I've treated myself? Why would I do this to myself right now? That's how you live consciously. You make conscious decisions in your own best interest. Every single moment of your life, you're presented with opportunities to make a conscious decision about the direction that you want to take your life and the choices that you want to make. So you're only 21, so I'm going to cut you some slack. I'm not going to use all my profanity, but this is bullshit. You not a kid anymore. You're an adult. So you need to start changing how you live. This is wrong. Right. So okay, you look at the chat stream, because she straight putting it out there. I mean, I don't even have to say it. See, my audience be on it, because they know me. And okay, don't forget about, and then try to get pregnant. Put that point number 3. Try to get pregnant multiple occasions, not just once. Okay, then you found out, he's married, and then he continues to try to keep a relationship. How does he do that? Because you still take his calls, you still take his emails, you still interact with him on social media, you still tripping with him. Okay, when you're through with somebody, you cut all ties. You change your number. You move if you have to. You do whatever you need to do to put space between you and him. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I had a friend when I went off to college, and I don't know what happened with her, but anyway, her parents threw her out. Threw her out the house. There were some rumors that she got molested by her mother's boyfriend, and that the mother threw her out instead. But I was away at college. I don't know the details. All I know is what happened when I came back. This girl, she had lived in an apartment building, and she was messing with the owner of the building to get a discount on her rent. I mean, she's young, and she, making whatever she was making. Well, the man's wife found out about it. Comes into the apartment, since they were the landlords, right? She had the key. Come into the apartment and shot both of them dead, right there in the bed where they were together. So my friend was 19 years old, and she was dead from messing with a married man, and the wife was not having it. Okay, so see, this is the kind of situation that you would be in if you continue to entertain this man's delusions and his pursuit. I don't give a fuck what you have to do. You cut all ties with this motherfucker. You change your number, and you do it today. And if you have to, like I told some women on the other thing, get you a Google phone number. Forward your cell phone to that. He can leave messages there till his fingers fall off, but he will never, ever, ever, ever get you ever again. And that's what you need to do. You got to stop this. And then I don't want you doing anything else. If you find out a dude is living with a woman, got somebody pregnant, is married, engaged, dating someone, I don't give a fuck what he's doing. Leave his ass alone. Okay? Because you're going to get yourself in some trouble. You made a decision here, and a lot of you times, you young ladies, well, I don't know what happened. I don't know how this happened. It happened because you let it. It happened because you made choices and you made decisions that put yourself there. You did that. Oh, I was broken up because she was a really good friend. I mean, the nicest woman, girl, whatever you want to call her. And, so I'll skip off to college, and she, had gotten thrown out. So she was trying to make it on her own. And yeah, I know she was struggling. I know she was struggling. So when the dude offered her a discount on the rent, I'm sure she took it because she didn't have any money. He found somebody who was vulnerable and needy, and then he put the mash on her. And of course, that's what happened. But I don't know. This is just, my thing is, for every decision that we make, there's like something that we want from the situation. There's a payoff. A lot of people don't want to admit that, that that's true, and they don't want to admit what the payoff is, but there's always something. You're like, it feels good. It makes you feel good. It gives you recognition. It builds your ego. You won't feel so lonely. There's always something that you hope to get from the situation that you put yourself in. More money, a better job. I mean, whatever it is, there's always something that you're hoping to get. What you have to do is get into your head and figure out, okay, what is it that's when I make these stupid decisions, what is the payoff for me? Y'all have to do more thinking. Don't just be going through life just, all willy-nilly bouncing around doing stupid stuff. You have to think. Put your thinking cap on and think about why you do the stuff that you do. I'm not going to accept this kind of behavior from anybody this anymore. I'm not making no excuses for you. Yeah, you young, but you not that young. It's not like you 15. So, you can vote, you can drive, you can own shit, you can sign contracts. You are an adult, and you have to do better than this. All right. Oh yeah, she shot the husband. She shot the girl too. I mean, she was in what they call like a jealous rage. I mean, she just lost it. I mean, I think she had just had a couple of kids, a baby or something. I mean, she just was like, she just couldn't believe it. And then right in the same building, a couple of floors down, he didn't have to go nowhere. She blew both of them away. And that was it. That was the end of my friend, 19 years old, and her life was over. All right, now let's change gears a little bit. Question number 3. My husband and I have been giving birthday and Christmas gifts to my niece and nephew's children for 16 years. Wow. So 16 years. So that means at least one of them is 16. Okay. I believe we have received maybe 2 to 3 thank yous ever. I send them in the mail and request tracking so I can at least see when they were received. Today, my husband said, let's just stop the gift giving. I am okay with that. What would you suggest that we do, though? Girlfriend, you should have stopped giving their asses shit 15 years ago. Okay, after you gave them, 1 or 2 gifts, and you didn't get any kind of thank you, and I fault the parents for this because you gotta, okay, they're 16 years, so that means the kids are just now, in their early teens or, teens, whatever. Okay, so that means that your niece and nephew, they raggedy ass parents, are the ones who are supposed to be calling you and thanking you on behalf of their infant and adolescent, the little kids. Okay, by the time a kid can write, 7 8 years old, they should be able to pencil out, scribble some little print out, a little thank you card or something, draw you a picture or whatnot, and then put it in an envelope, stick the stamp on it, and send it to you. That's what my parents did. They taught us that. And I had like a little like kitty thank you notes and stuff. I was always looking for an excuse to write somebody a note because I wanted to use my note cards. But parents these days don't teach their children any manners, any social niceties. They don't even teach. They don't even teach them boundaries. They never even say no to them and stop. So the kids are brats. And what you have here are some entitled spoiled brat, great nieces and your niece and nephew and all these people. There's something wrong with them. As a parent, we're supposed to teach our children to be gracious and kind and respectful. And that seems to be a lost art these days. Parents just aren't teaching their children those things. So for you, I would just stop. Just stop sending them anything. Don't call them either. If they don't have the decency to call you and and reflect on what they've done and why you're not keeping the contact anymore, then that tells you a lot about your niece and your nephew and they raggedy ass kids. And your husband is right. Keep your money in your pocket. All that money you used to spend on gifts and stuff for them, spend it on yourselves. And this also goes as they move forward. They're going to be going to graduate from high school and college and all this stuff. You get married and all that stuff. Don't you get their asses shit then either. Fuck them. Okay, just like ungrateful little wretches, spoiled brats. And their parents are raggedy too. So, you giving them stuff, you continuing to give them stuff. I mean, I suppose that's nice and it's polite and wonderful and loving and all that stuff, but it also borders on being codependent. So, you doing stuff and you just giving, hoping that people are going to give back to you, which of course they never did. So, just stop. Just stop. Your husband is right. Stop. All right. Now let's do question number 4, because I have a lot of questions to do. I want to remind everybody that this is Tell It Tuesday. My name is Deborrah Cooper, an advice columnist on surviving dating and AskHeartbeat.com. I've been doing this shit for almost 30 years, and I have a lot of experience, a lot of background to share with you, to pull from when I answer these questions on the fly like this. I don't really need to think about it. This is what I do. I used to have to think about it a lot when I was, first getting started, but now the answers just come. And I think you can get some pretty good advice here. So if you have a question that you have, issue you wrestling with, at the top of the YouTube channel, you'll see a thing that says Get Advice. Just click that little button and it'll take you to the submission form. Just complete that and send your question in for consideration. I do not guarantee that your question will be responded to, but at least if you send it in, then you have a chance. If you don't send it in, you definitely ain't going to see it on here. So, I try to pick the ones I think will be the most interesting and have the broadest appeal to people. And if it's too long, I'm definitely not doing that shit because that's just you making me do too much work. All right, so let's move on. Question 4 says, I need your advice. I know you recently lost your mother, so I'm hot sorry if this is too sensitive. Oh, that's nice of her to even think of me. My mother died at age 36 of cancer when I was 5, and I went through some things before I was adopted by an aunt. I'm really grateful to her, but I never knew what it felt like to be a child. I was always in fear, and I still am to this day. My thing is that I've been holding on to the pain of growing up without parents. My father died when I was a toddler, so I don't really have a bond to him. I've always held a grudge against my mother, though. I was told that she tried to get some help, but some family members say that she didn't explore all her options. After she died, all her possessions were taken, so my siblings and I were left with nothing that belonged to her, not even pictures. So I don't even remember her face, and it's been so long. Oh, them some trifling ass relatives. The end result is I feel like she gave up on me and my siblings, and no matter how hard I try to forgive her and move on, I just can't. This has led me to being really afraid of having children. I don't want them to go through what I went through, though I really love kids. I'm 24 and single. Women in my circle are talking about marriage and kids, while deep down, I feel broken and empty because I feel like I'll never have those experiences. My question is my fear unrealistic, or am I just being paranoid? I have no problem with being single, but I don't want to regret my decision to not have children down the line. I'm tired of being afraid and expecting the worst. I want to live my life to the fullest. Please give me your input. I love all your advice. Okay. Um, as the chat started, stopped. Child, that means you got that Blackistan internet service. All right. What? Okay, young lady. Let me. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Okay. You lost your mother when you were 5. Okay. Consider the mentality of a 5-year-old. Do you really believe the thing that you put in your head at 5 was your interpretation of the world and reality and your life experiences, your knowledge, your vocabulary, everything else, is anything to base your life on at, how old are you now? 24. 20 years ago, you're talking about. So something that you thought 20 years ago, you still hanging on to it now. Do you realize how silly that sounds? Okay, secondly, let's look at this realistically. Do you think your parent, your mother, chose to get cancer? Do you think she wanted to get cancer? Do you think she wanted to leave you and your siblings behind? Do you think that she was like, wow, let's see, I could live or I could die of cancer. Which one will I choose? That's what you're making it sound like. Like she just made this conscious decision to get this horrible disease and check up out of here and leave you behind at 5 years old. What sense does that make? I'm looking at all these things that you're thinking, and I'm wondering what's going on in your head that you turned all these realities around. People don't have a choice of when they check up out of here. Okay? It doesn't matter what kind of medical treatment you get, what kind of surgeries you get. When it's your time for your ass to go, you going. And that's just how it is. She didn't have control of that, and neither do you. Okay, so being angry about it 20 years later is ridiculous. You're not going to live your life being angry about some shit that nobody on this planet has the power to change. Nobody. Okay, every doctor, I mean, they can do the best they can, but there's no doctor ever is going to guarantee that after their cancer treatment that you will live. They're never going to do that. Okay, now the thing that I'm really bugging, that's really tripping me out about, is your family members say that she tried to get some help. Did they offer her any money to get the help? See, you weren't asking the right questions because, like I said, this is framed in the mindset of a 5-year-old. You're not thinking like an adult. So when they were saying this shit to you, you were supposed to say, well, what help did she try to get? Well, did you guys give her some money so she could get that? And so all the motherfuckers would sit up there and say, well, no. Well, then say, okay, well, then you killed my mama. If you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at them. Okay? And they talking about she didn't explore all her options. Options cost money. Okay, did the woman have any? I mean, I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even some people go through their whole life health insurance policy limits and still, and be having to sell a house and get kicked out on the street out of these treatment centers and all kind of stuff. So your mother at 36, not being a wealthy woman, probably really didn't have many options while they sitting up there trying to blame her, as typically black folks will do when something happens to a black woman. They blame her for the problem that she had, like she went out and just was like catching cancer like you pick apples off a tree. That's the way they try to frame it. I swear, I'm just so disgusted with these people right now. I'm glad your aunt adopted you. I'm sorry that you had to go through whatever it was that you went through. I'm assuming you were in foster care or something like that, or maybe been passed from family member to family member, probably suffering some kind of abuses. I'm sure all of those things happen because your family sound like a bunch of wild, fucked up niggas. That's what they sound like. But and then to take all your things. I mean, not even leave you a picture of your damn mama. I mean, who does that? This is just like, well, I don't know if they resented her illness. It sounded like they was happy about it to me. I don't know. So anyway, you need to stop this. All these messages that you're giving yourself from a 5-year-old view of the world, you need to stop. Stop. Just stop. I mean, every time you think these ridiculous thoughts, you need to slap yourself or pinch yourself. And after that, you get tired of being bruised and pained and hurting, and you'll stop thinking like this. Because your mother made no decision of any such kind for this to happen to her. You're blaming her for something that just, is just a freak of nature. It's an act of life. Remember in the Lion King, it's like the circle of life. Well, your mama's circle just happened to be a little smaller than a lot of people's, but she had no choice in it. Okay. Now you don't want to. You want to don't know. You say you find it hard to forgive her, but you can't. No, you can. You're just choosing not to. Again, this is a decision that you're making. A lot of it, like I said, I think is based on the fact that you were 5 years old when you made this decision not to forgive her, and you still hanging on to that shit 20 years later. Well, now you're 24 years old, and you can decide to forgive her because you realize with your logical 24-year-old mind that she had no choice in the fact that she had to die. Okay, because I'm telling you. There's no way in this world, not any doctor on this freaking planet is going to guarantee that you live through cancer. That's just not going to happen. Now, you're saying that you really love children. You would like to have some children. I would advise not having children, at least not right now, until you get your head right. Yes, some of the people you need to get your behind into some therapy. You have a lot of stuff to work out. You have a lot of wounds, early childhood wounds. You have a lot of built up resentment. You're angry, okay? And even though you may not recognize this, what it is, you're furious. You're furious at your family. You're furious at your mother. You're furious at your father. And you're probably even a little bit angry at yourself for feeling the way that you do. But, in all, you need some help. I can't help you like this. I can just point you in the right direction and show you where you're thinking wrong and then point you in the direction that you need to go. Look on the website, the Association of Black Psychologists, and see if there's one in your area. That would be where I would start if I were you. As far as, your fear of being realistic, are you being paranoid? Of course, your fear is realistic. I mean, like I said, everybody is going to be born and everybody's going to die. When? We don't know that. We don't know when that's going to happen. But to feel like you need to put your life on hold and live in a bag of fear because of what might, maybe, coulda, shoulda, woulda, possibly happen. I mean, what's the point of that? When are you gonna ever do anything with yourself? I mean, you just like may as well just go in a closet and just camp out there for the rest of your days until you breathe your last breath. That's what you're doing to yourself mentally. You're putting yourself in a closet. So I suggest you open that door. Roll up your sleeves, young lady, because you got some work to do. You need to get your ass in therapy. That's your first goal. And then stop talking to yourself and telling yourself all these negative messages. You're putting negativity into your mind. Well, she left me. She didn't like me. She abandoned me. She this, she. And, it's not your mother's fault. What mother wants to leave their child? I mean, for real? You really think that? I mean, see what I mean? It's like that's just such a ridiculous thought. Oh, and see, someone says here that you need to get you some therapy and then join this squad right here and come over here every week and get your mind right. Because, honey, you can't have your mind not right and be around these ladies here. This is a strong team of women, and they will get you straight, okay? Because you on one, and it's just not really going to work for you. You're going to be denying yourself a lot of pleasure and joy, and sometimes, it's going to be some pain coming mixing in there, too. But you need a reality check. You need to check yourself primarily. And then, you may, get yourself strong and then reach out to those family members and see if you can get some pictures of your mama from them. Okay. All of this is going to be part of your healing process. And then, if the picture's old and ragged, you can get it retouched and, they do grand things now with Photoshop and electronic imaging and all this old stuff, and you can get that picture restored to new, and you can get it nice 8 by 10 or whatever, put it in a frame, put it on your table at your house, and then you can talk to her, you know. And if you believe in those spiritual things like that, it's like this person's spirit never dies, so you can communicate with her. Just talk to her. But it's gonna start. She's 24. Her mom died when when her mom was 36. The girl was 5. So I've just answered that question somebody posted here. And someone says No More Martyrs has a Facebook page that might help you as well. Okay, I never heard of that, but hey, if it is gonna help her, then now I'm all for it. All right, so that's a wonderful. No, she's 24. She's 24 years old, and that's my input for you anyway. So it's time for you to do some work. I know I was a little hard on you. You can cry about it. You want to. No, I'm not one to mince words, but I want you to stop living in the past. You only 24 years old. Shit, you the same age as my daughter, and it's like I wouldn't let her be doing that to herself, and I'm not gonna let you do it to yourself either. All right. Let's go on to question number 5. You're here on the Tell It Tuesday Relationship Advice Show with advice columnist Deborah Cooper of survivingdating.com. What we do here on Tuesdays is we go over the relationship advice questions that have been selected for review and discussion on this like kind of a video dating advice column, I guess is the best way to put it, because I read the questions. Here they are, all in a nice, nice little document, and then I give my responses. All right. You would want to hear back from her. Well, we probably will. Usually, even if they just send me a note, sometimes they check the comments under the show. A lot of times they make comments there. So, question number 5. I've been dating the same guy since December. Up until 2 months ago, it was a long distance relationship. Oh, Lord. Wait, December, January, February. Okay, so then it was July, June. Okay, so that's 6 months of long distance. Wow, that's a long time. He's currently living with his sister and her husband while he looks for a job. I keep trying to come up with ways for us to spend time together. He lives about an hour away from me. He just tells me that we will get together soon. I try to offer things to do on certain days, and he's very non-committal. I know that money is tight, so he can't take me out the way he would like to. I've offered to split gas, pay for dates, or just relax at my house for free. I can't seem to get him interested in doing any other activities than me going to see him. I'm not all that interested in hanging out with him, his sister, and her husband all the time. Is he just not interested, or is money a real factor here? I don't want to emasculate him either. Oh, Lord. My goal is to just spend time with him. I'm not looking for every day, but at least one day a week where we're spending time together. Okay, question number 5, girlfriend, let it go. This is some bullshit. First of all, you was long distance. Okay, so this little monkey here, he wasn't doing shit. Long distance talking on the phone and chatting on Skype or something. I mean, what is that? Okay, now that he's moved and he's an hour away from you, living with his sister and sponging off of them since he's a jobless little fuck, that means he don't have no money. Okay, so you trying to split shit with somebody who don't have nothing to split. What are you doing? What are you thinking? And then he's like, you want to pay for dates and or split gas and get him to come to you. He don't have no money to come to you. You're dating a busted boy who don't have shit. Okay, I don't know what you're doing. So you go see him. You see him at it with his sister and her husband there. He's not interested in you. Not the way that you keep interested in him. You're chasing him. You're just giving, 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 and trying to involve him in a situation he's not really interested in. He's just doing it because they don't have shit else to do since he don't have no job and don't have no money. So you alleviate him boredom for him, I guess, something like that. But it's like if you didn't show up and didn't call him again, he would be just as fine as he is if you're there or not. Thanks, Rena. I just got me a $10 donation. But I know your goal is to spend time with him. Evidently, you like this little chump, but you need to get his shit up. First of all, and you can't emasculate somebody who ain't a man. Okay, the key word there is mask. Mask. He's not mask nothing. He's living like a child, and his sister and his brother-in-law are supporting him. So, I mean, there's nothing to emasculate. There's nothing there that represents manhood for you to take away from him. That's the first thing. And then number two, it's impossible for you to emasculate a man because he owns his manhood. Either he owns it or he don't have none. Okay, so either way, you dealing with a punk bitch motherfucker, and you need to let this shit go. Ugh, what a waste of life. He's useless. As my dad used to say, useless as tits on a bull. I don't know what you girls, what's your standards for having a man? I mean, where's your standards? I mean, it's like nothing about this guy. He can't even take you on a damn date. And it's like, okay, he's looking for a job, but how long does it take to get one when you in your 20s? I mean, you can just get any kind of job just to have some money, so you don't depend on your sister and her husband to feed you and pay your cell phone bill and stuff. You got to be doing something with yourself. He could be working at McDonald's. They're always hiring. Jack in the Box, Burger King, Taco Bell, all them places. They're always looking for people. So he's just useless. He's a waste of time, and I want you to stop. Question number 6. Yeah, couch surfing. He probably plays video games all damn day. Well, the answer does. It seems obvious to us, but I keep telling you guys, you have to look at things from my perspective. How many decades have I been doing this? And I'm telling you, I've seen a steady decrease in the number of girls who are being given solid information, not only about relationships, but about womanhood, about female hygiene, about self-respect, self-esteem. All of it is just like going away. I don't know what these parents are doing out here. What the hell they are telling their daughters, if anything. It's like the girls are being raised by wolves or something, and the boys right along with them. So we got like two generations now of kids that don't know shit and ain't about shit because their parents are useless as fuck. So it's like, y'all need to stop having these damn babies if you're not going to put in the work to be a parent and teach them something. Just stop. I just wish everybody would just stop. Just put on the brakes, stop breeding, and think about what you're doing. You want to be having a baby because the baby's cute. Well, the baby, that's only a part of it. That's a very minute part of this person's life. And you need to have, some stuff together for them and put something in place so that as they grow up, they are, contributing. They're contributing to society and to themselves. This is horrible what I'm seeing. And the girls are just being victimized and being used and being tricked and lied to, and nobody's telling them nothing. They have to come here, and unfortunately, I haven't necessarily done the best job about promoting myself. I admit that, but luckily all of you are here now, and so you guys are really kind of helping me get the word out. So question number 6. I am a white female. Oh, well, and a new follower to your channel. I love your advice. I'm hoping that you can help me. I'm a divorced 40-year-old mother of 2. I live with my boyfriend who's technically still married, but he's been separated for 4 years. He also has 2 children. We have half 50-50 custody of them except for his oldest who's 15 who's decided he's going to stay with us. Okay, so then she talked about her husband and marriage lasted 8 years. He used opiates. He went through 2 rehabs, a bankruptcy, and then she got a divorce. She said, I felt like I was financially babysitting him and constantly bearing 100% of the burden of the bills. I told myself I'd never do that again. Okay, famous last words. I could see it coming. I met my current boyfriend about 2 years ago. I love him very much. I feel lucky to have him. When we met, we did so much traveling back and forth, and once our kids met and got close, it became more difficult to always be hauling everyone around to see each other. After he expressed that he would like us to get married eventually, I agreed and made the decision to move into his house with my kids, and I let my ex-husband live in my old house that he and I purchased together. I asked my boyfriend if he had any debts that I need to be aware of, and he knew my past, so he understood why I asked. His response was always, nope, nope, nope. Oh boy, here we go. Somebody typed a long sigh. I know. Here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. It's been 9 months now, and there have been all of these, quote, surprise debts popping up. I found out that his credit was horrible because he's been late on several mortgage payments prior to me moving in, and that he had a home equity loan that was in arrears. Also, past due cable and electric bills. Just a total mess. I've helped him clear up most of that, but honestly, I'm so fed up at this point that it's making me irritated, frustrated. I'm losing sleep, and I fear I'll soon fall out of love with him. Girl, you late, 'cause I would have fell out of love soon as that first debt collection notice that came through the mail. I also feel as if moving my kids in there has changed my relationship with them. We are very close, but I'm struggling with the fact that we aren't getting all the quality time that we had when I was living alone with them. Well, of course, because your attention's got to be divided between that broke fucker that you with and his knucklehead kids. I've been contemplating moving out and getting my own place again so that I can focus on my kids, my job, and myself, which could potentially ruin my relationship with this broke motherfucker, which were words that I put in. That's not what she said, and upset the children moving around again. Or I suppose the other option is to stay and just deal with these hard times and continue to manage the finances for both of us. Any insight is so appreciated. First of all, this is a married man. What the fuck are you doing? He's married. So any debts that he has are responsibility of him and his wife unless he filed a bifurcation, in which case from the date of that bifurcation then their debts are separate. But either way, it's not your responsibility. You're not his wife. Why are you paying anything for this motherfucker? What's wrong with you? Okay, at least with the other dude, you was married to him, and it was the debts was community property, as was the income. In this situation, you spending your money that should be going to you and your kids on this bitch motherfucker here. What is wrong with you? What are you doing? Move out tomorrow. Move out. Move out, and don't you give him another dime. This is ridiculous. I'm like, I don't even know why you this is even up for consideration. Yeah, I mean, she should have been bouncing like a fucking beach ball. It's like, I'm just, especially since you already been through this situation with the husband before. What are you doing? You swore up and down that you was never gonna do this again, and you turn around and do the exact same thing. You don't just ask somebody if they have any debts, and then he says no, no, no. Of course he's gonna say no, no, no. What's he gonna do? Say yes, I'm in debt up to my ears, but please move in. And I threw out this bait about being married, even though I'm still married because I knew you were stupid and you would bite. Okay, a man who's married cannot marry you. Okay, so that was like a joke from day one. I mean, he's made what's holding him back from getting a divorce? He don't want a divorce. Nobody stays pre-divorce for 4 years unless they don't really want one. And there's a reason they don't want one, and that's what you were supposed to be investigating instead of moving your kids in with this fool and his kids. I mean, it's great that the kids are close and all that, but they could be close with somebody else that's not taking your money to solve their problems. That's why he wanted you to move in. He saw you as a soft touch, talking about let's get married. Motherfucker, you can't marry nobody because you already married. That's what you were supposed to tell him. And they say, no, I'm not moving nowhere. I'm staying right here. And so then when he lost his house and y'all just sitting up in there in the dark burning candles and shit, then you could just be like, wow, that's kind of messed up. Let's break up now. That's what you should have been doing. You don't subject your children to this kind of nonsense. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Oh my God, I swear I need some Hennessy. I need some Hennessy. You need to breathe. Who, Lord have mercy, lady. Please move out. Okay, and I know you love this dude and it's all this old shit, but this is somebody else's husband. You investing all this time and all this money and all this energy and getting your kids all wrapped up with this man emotionally connected to someone else's husband. At any moment he could decide that he wants to get back together with his wife, and then what you gonna do? You gonna sit there looking stupid. So you need to get your act together and don't ever do this again. Do not get involved with any man who's got some woman in the shadow periphery of his life. Don't do that. Don't do that to your children. I suggest you need to just chill out for a minute and maybe get you some counseling for why you like to get into these codependent situations and then, take over responsibility for grown men's lives. That's just totally inappropriate, and you send a very negative message to your children. I hope you don't have any girls, because otherwise she gonna be all kinds of fucked up. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Oh, you finally caught alive? Yes, I'm here every Tuesday. That was letter number 6 we just finished up. Oh my God. I have 10 letters today. I hope I can make it. Usually I do about 8 because I see why I only do 8 now, because this is like, woof. Okay, here we go. Question number 7. I'm hoping you can help me. I'm a 52-year-old white. Oh, another. I'm okay. Let me interject this. Okay, first of all, I mean, it's nice that you guys tell me that it's a multicultural, audience and all that stuff, but it's not really necessary. But I guess maybe it is because I won't assume that you're black. But I don't care about what race you are. I mean, if you have a problem and I can help you solve it, if you have an issue and there's information on this channel that will help you, then have at it. Okay, this is not like a black only situation. My audience and target audience, a lot of the stuff I talk about, of course, is oriented towards African American culture and experiences because we know racism. We have to deal not only with sexism as black women, we also have the additional bonus of racism, which most white people don't have to deal with. Some Asians, yes. Latinos, yes. But black white women, no. So there's some differences here. But as far as the relationships go, um, a woman who don't really value herself is a woman who doesn't value herself. A woman whose self-esteem is low. A woman who needs help with boundaries. A woman who doesn't understand why she's making the choice she makes. None of that matters to me. I don't care. You can be green with pink polka dots. That don't make no difference to here. Okay. But anyway, I say all that to say, just in response to the last two letters, where the women identified themselves as Caucasian. I just want people to understand that, you don't really have to do that. I guess I'm not going to stop you, but you don't have to. All right, here we go. Question number 7. I have an issue with my adult daughter. She lives out of state and we only see each other a few times a year. She's coming with her boyfriend to the beach to stay with me, but he has to leave after a few days. She expects my boyfriend to leave at the same time because she wants to spend a few days alone with me. My adult son won't have a friend at the beach, so I wasn't going to ask my boyfriend to leave early because he can keep my son company. They get along really well. I tried talking to her calmly and said we could spend a few days alone and my boyfriend would keep my son company. She said it wasn't the same because it was our family vacation, so he shouldn't be there and should leave when her boyfriend leaves. She said a bunch of unkind words about my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I had broken up a while ago, and I've only reconciled in the last few months, but I'm really happy to be back with him. My daughter calls my boyfriend random. Oh wow. She said she may go back early with her boyfriend. Bye. She also said I should have thought it through and she shouldn't have had to tell me all of this. She said she'll leave with her boyfriend if my boyfriend doesn't leave early. I understand she wants time alone, but I thought even if my boyfriend stays an extra day and my daughter and I have a few days together, what's the harm? I also feel bad asking my boyfriend to leave early. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Okay, listen, let me. Yeah, we fire all races around here. We don't give a fuck. You could be striped. you gonna get the X's. Lady, she's my favorite person in the chat lately. She be killing me with them X's. All right, I don't even know how. I have so much stuff to say to you. First of all, you need to cuss your daughter out. You know what? It's like, who is the one paying for this shit? That's how your conversation should have started with her bitch ass. She's coming to stay with you. She gonna be eating up your food. She gonna be burning the lights that you pay for, the wood that you burn on the beach, all the groceries and beer and everything that you purchase. All the stuff. All the stuff is on you, right? You rented the beach house. You did all the stuff. Any damages done is gonna come out your pocket. Okay, so the only person who gets to decide who's there is you. She don't have no decision making in this at all. So, she decided that she gonna leave with her boyfriend. I'd be like, you know what, let's do one better. Don't come. I don't want to see your face because I'm trying to have some fun here. I don't want no bullshit on my vacation. Stay your ass where you are. Don't come. That's what I would tell. Don't you come and don't you bring that fucking boyfriend of yours either. Because we're going to be here having a good time and I don't want you fucking up my good time with your fucked up attitude. So you are good, because her ears would have been ringing by the time I got through with her ass. And come up there. And secondly, if the vacation was planned the way that you planned it, right? So that meant that you planned to bring your boyfriend, and she planned to bring her boyfriend. So all of a sudden, she wanted to start. Everything's planned, right? Now she want to start dictating and changing the plan. No, bitch, you don't get to change the plan. I'm the one that gets to change the plan. 'Cause I'm the one that wrote the fucking check, not you. You don't get to change shit. The only thing you get to change is whether you show up or not. And I'm really voting that you not, because you getting on my nerves right now. Okay, so that's, she just trying to be a shot caller in the big boss. Your daughter is a bully. And you now sitting up there trying to talk calmly with her. You supposed to rear up on her ass and cuss her the fuck out. Let me sit up there trying to talk calmly with somebody trying to run your life and tell you what to do. See, that's what evidently you've let her get away with that in her teens and stuff. I see a lot of parents doing that. Their daughters be trying to boss them around. white people, and y'all just sit there calmly and let them, let them vent at you and do all this old stuff instead of cussing their fucking asses out or throwing them out or beating them upside the head with something. So it's like um, so this is the end result. So now she's an adult and she thinks that she get to, tell you something about what you do with your money and your time and your boyfriend. It's like, where they do that at? They don't do that in the black community. You don't. Then the daughter got double fired. Look at all them exes. Yeah. And she was talking about her boyfriend. So it's all right for you to bring your boyfriend. See, like if her boyfriend hadn't left early, then she wouldn't have had all this. Because really, what if she wanted to spend time with her mother? She's supposed to say, okay, mom, we'll come for a few days, but let's schedule something, where it's just the two of us and maybe go for a weekend or something and have a girls' weekend. We can spa weekend or something, just the two of us. That's how you spend time with your mother, just the two of you. You don't try to just command that she ditch all these people who made their vacation arrangements around this time to be with your mother. You know what I mean? I'm like, and then oh yeah, that's right. I have to too. That's the other thing. I put a question mark here under by family vacation. I'm looking at my note. I put a big question mark and underline family vacation. It's like, who has a family vacation when your kids are an adult? I mean, that's what you do when they little, right? I mean, how is this a family vacation and you paying for everything? It's they're adults now. So if it's a family vacation, everybody's supposed to be putting in that 25 or 30% or whatever it is. However many adults it is, everybody's supposed to chip in that equal amount. And then it's a joint vacation. But family vacation indicates that the parents are paying for the children, which means the children are small, which means the children do what the parents say and the children don't have no say. So if it's truly a parent's vacation, then she should be family vacation, she should be shutting up. So she want to be having like the family vacation vibe, or use that title, but she want to be the boss about something. No, bitch, you don't get to boss shit. You don't get to say nothing. You show up if I say you are, and then now that I've withdrawn my invitation, and that's what I'll tell her. Your invitation has been revoked. I don't want you to show up. Don't come here. If you show up, I'm gonna call the cops and have you removed from the premises. I would come so hard on her ass, she would be scared to show up. But it's like, this thing here is really kind of messed up because, obviously the mother, if the daughter's an adult, obviously the mother's like at least in her 40s, right? 40s, 50s or something. So then she would get to, she doesn't want to be alone for the rest of her life. She wants to, she evidently she likes this dude, right? They had some problems, they broke up, and now they've been back together a few months. The mom is happy. She want to spend, so it's like the daughter is just trying to like hate and fuck up the mother's relationship. The mother be all lonely and by herself and stuff, which I think would make her easier for the daughter to manipulate and control. So that's what I think is really going on. The mother, got some backup now, and this daughter, this little bitch ass daughter, is upset. So that's my suggestion to you, lady. And like I said, I would say the same thing. I don't give a fuck what color you are. This girl is overstepping all kind of boundaries. And like I said, you the one that paying for shit, then it's your call. And you the only one that gets the call. And my call for her would be, don't come. You don't get to come now because you done told your draws with me, talking to me all kinds of crazy. I don't want to see your fucking face. Don't come here. That would be my response to her. She want to be something with her boyfriend. Y'all go somewhere else. That's what you do. All right. Question number 8. That shit is not cute. Yeah, they do think it's cute when the kids are little. They be laughing. I'll be like, my daughter acted crazy with me one time. I punched her ass in the chest. And she was about 11 or 12. And that was the end of that. All right. Question number 8. I am 2 months pregnant. 2 months. And I've had a few miscarriages in the past. My boyfriend and I seem to not know how to communicate without getting into a full-blown fight, which ends with him breaking up with me and telling me how awful I am and how his family and friends don't know how he's put up with me and blah, blah, blah. Things ended a few days ago as I had bleeding and cramping, and I asked him to take me to the doctor. He informed me that I could go by myself because he was planning on going golfing. Dude is an asshole. I found out he lied and he had gone out partying all night and did come home for 2 days. When he did get back, he said all he wants to do is have fun, and I'm trying to take that away from him. And that he has told his entire family and all his friends that I'm trying to control his life. And that I said I'm not trying to ruin his life. I've told him that I was hurt and I felt like I didn't matter. You don't. Who says some shit like I can't take you to the hospital even though you bleeding and cramping. You might have a miscarriage because I'm about to play golf. So now it's been 5 days. He's still partying. He told me that he's done it for me to pack my stuff and leave. I've taken care of his two daughters from a previous relationship. I spent all weekend with them while he continued to go out and he calls me toxic. And the second after his children went to their mom's house, he disappeared again. I don't know how to talk to him. I don't know what I've done wrong. I don't know if this can be fixed, but I want to fix it. I'm completely broken. I tried so hard for the past 2 years to make things work, and I don't know what to do now that we are staying in the same place. He goes out of his way to be short and make rude comments to me. I'm pregnant and I don't want to miscarry again, and I don't want to be alone and pregnant, and I'm not sure what I thought would be, and I'm not share, huh? What I thought would be the happiest time of our lives together. Okay, you was on some romantic nonsense. Nothing about your relationship is the happiest time of anybody's life. Not even a roach is happy in this situation. Mosquitoes, nobody. Ain't nobody, rats, nobody happy in this situation that you talking about. You should pray for a miscarriage. Okay, you should be like Buddha, Allah, Jesus, God, all of everybody that you want to have a miscarriage because you're dumb. You're dumb and he's just crass and crude. That is a bad combination for people to have a child. You're going to have a fucked up baby, bringing it into a fucked up situation. So it's going to have a fucked up life because you're too stupid to use birth control and to not get pregnant by somebody who doesn't give a fuck about you. I'm not even gonna miss my words now because now I'm pissed. See, this is the kind of thing like adults make stupid ass decisions and then they get children involved in it. And then the kids be all messed up as adults, wandered around depressed on drugs and all kind of stuff because their parents were stupid. And it's like right here, the man done told you to get the fuck out of his house. He told you to get out. He just showed you he don't give a shit about you. You could bleed to death in the apartment. He don't give a fuck because he's out partying and playing golf. Okay, I don't know how much more clear that can be to you. You sitting up here talking about I want to save it. There's nothing to save. He can't stand you. Okay, he has no respect for you. He does not love you at all. You was probably some pussy, but okay, then just that was it. You was living pussy, and now he don't even want that. He's done. It's a wrap. And he told you to your face that it's done and it's a wrap and to get out. And you sitting up here writing me a letter talking about you want to fix it. There's something wrong with you. Okay, I don't know what it is. That self-esteem is like underground. You have no love for yourself, no self-respect, no self-confidence. There's some serious problems here, young lady. You need some therapy. You need some therapy. You need some help. And I'm not joking right now. I mean, this is the most pitiful thing that I've ever seen. It's like, what do you want him to do? Kick your teeth out before you get a clue? You probably still wouldn't get a clue. You'd still be like, he didn't mean it. I want to fix this. I want to save our relationship. Let's have a baby. We're gonna have a happy time. It's like nothing about this would have ever put into your head that having a baby with a man like this would be a happy situation for you. I don't know where you got this fantasy from, where this dream came from out the clear blue sky. You said you tried for 2 years. You should have tried to make this work even for 2 hours. Okay? 2 hours was too long. This is some bullshit. But anyway, I'm going to hope that you do have a miscarriage. I've never said that before. I'm going to hope that you do so that you can get out from this situation unscathed and that child can get out from this situation unscathed. Because this is a hot mess. This is a hot mess. I don't find them, they find me. They watch the videos and then they press that that get advice button and then they send it in. I just don't. I don't know. You can tell she's young. I mean, who would do something like this that was any older? No, he don't have. Well, yeah, he playing golf. He must have some kind of money, because that's not. You can't just get on the golf greens and you don't have no money. So something's going on, or he knows somebody with somebody that he plays with. I mean, it could be that too. But something happening, because golf clubs, even if you rent them, the shoes and everything. I mean, that costs money. It costs a lot of money. So I don't know what's going on with dude. Whew. Okay, let me make the announcement one more time. You see at the bottom down there, it says it's Tell It Tuesday, relationship advice. I come here every Tuesday, and we go through the letters that have been submitted that week. Some of them, anyway, a good portion of them, and we talk about them. We, go over to provide the person with the answers to their question. The audience, shares their thoughts. So if you submitted a question this week, don't just listen to me. Read the chat as well, because they have some suggestions for you too. Some of it might hurt your feelings though, but those things. Some of them have some really good ideas, and resources often pop up there to websites and books and recommendations for doctors or whatever. So um, you need a drink. Shit, I need a whole bottle. This is a drink. That ain't gonna do shit. It's like, that'd be like a joke. Yeah, he told her straight to her face. And see, that's the part that really drives me crazy when the dudes are honest. His words and his actions are in sync. See, that's where I get upset with them when they do one thing and say another. But he's doing and saying his shit is matching. Everything he's telling her is matching. So she just wanna, I don't know what she insisting that her fantasy come true. And it may come true, but it's not gonna come true with this dude. It may come true with some other dude down the line, but it ain't gonna come true right now, and it's definitely not with this guy. So she just know what she just don't she needs help. All right. Hi Deb, I'm writing you from the UK with a serious issue. Recently, my good friend of over 15 years started working in the same office as me. Oh, a work related question. Oh, thank God. Started working to the same building as me. We have never worked together. No, wait. I'm sorry. I'm skipping around. We have worked together in the same building for a long time, but never in the same office. She's here providing coverage as we have people off on holiday or off sick. Initially, I was pleased that she was covering as she's a hard worker and very reliable. However, one day last week, my supervisor left written instructions for me and my friend as she was out of the office at a meeting. There is a ruling at our company that during our working hours, the telephone has to be manned at all times. And on this day, my friend was asked to cover the phone so that I could take my lunch break. This request didn't go down well with her as she got extremely irate, saying that she does not answer phones, that's not her job, and she will not do it. I told her that I understood that she did answer the phone in her department, but that I was willing to run through the process, etc. I also explained that I needed to leave the office and take my break as I had to pick up something from the city center. She once again refused, went off doing her work, and then took her lunch break but never mentioned mine. I ended up not taking my lunch break because I knew the problems that we would have if the phone wasn't covered. Later, she just behaved like nothing had happened. She got on the train with me after work like we do every day. I am really annoyed at her behavior. I thought as a friend she would just sit there and let me miss my break. My dilemma is now, do I report her to my supervisor? Dummy! Next week she is covering. Do I just leave and take my break whether she likes it or not, or do I say nothing so that our friendship isn't damaged? Sorry if this sounds petty, but I'm so shocked by her behavior, especially when I considered her a good friend. Okay. Friendship and work, like friendship and money, are two different things. And what you were supposed to do when she said, it's not my job, you were supposed to get your purse and walk the fuck out the door and say, yes, it is. Our supervisor told you to do it. You're getting paid to do it, and you're going to do it. And then you walk out the door. That's what you were supposed to do. And take your lunch hour and then be back when it was time for you to be back. That's what you were supposed to do. And when she didn't do what the supervisor told her to do, what you were supposed to do as soon as the supervisor got back, or send the supervisor a text or email, whatever, and report that your friend refused to do the phones and that made you not have lunch break, because you're supposed to then get an hour of overtime because you weren't away for your break. So you've cheated yourself on two occasions here. You cheated yourself out some money, and then you cheated yourself from having an opportunity to take your break. Now, why did you do that to yourself? I do not know. You're focusing more on a friendship than her responsibilities as a co-worker, which is all she is when she is between 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever hours y'all work. She ain't your friend. She's a co-worker, and she has just as much responsibilities there as you do. So, you worrying about a friendship. You don't have a friendship with this bitch. She sure wasn't worried about being your friend when it's time for you to take a break. Then was she? So you need to stop worrying. See, I don't understand is what you all be thinking. What are you thinking when you see a situation like this? You good, because I would have told her, you know what, if you're not going to cover the fucking phones, bitch, get your shit and get the fuck out. That's what I told my friend. I don't need you here. You just fucking up my program, and you're gonna be trying to make me look bad because they know that we're friends and you ain't doing shit. So get your shit and get the fuck out. Now that's what I would have told my friend, but my friends know better. You know, they wouldn't have done me like that because they already know what would be coming. So, you know, you sit up there getting mad and stuff, but you didn't do shit. You know, you mad, you holding it in, you pouting, you writing to me, but what did you do about it? And she knew you wasn't gonna do nothing. That's why she punked you like that. It just made you have to be a little bitch, and then she did what the fuck she wanted to because she knew you was gonna let her, that she could get away with it. And you just sit there mad with your head down, probably pouting and stuff, but you didn't do nothing. You didn't even say anything to the supervisor. You better find you some nuts somewhere, girl, and stop letting people treat you like that. You know, so then she just did what she wanted to do because she knew you would let her do it. I'm just like, you know, so you need to go to your supervisor anyway. Let me finish up this question. Go to your supervisor tomorrow and say, you know, last week when you went to that meeting, you know, there's something I've been kind of mulling over because you can make it sound like, you know, you've been thinking about it and that's why you just now bringing it up. Yeah, I've been mulling over whether I should tell you and how to tell you, but I decided to just do it. You know, you left the specific instructions for whatever, say Sally to cover the phone so that I could take my lunch break. Well, I want to let you know that she absolutely refused and that I was unable to take my lunch break because I was trying to make sure that the phones were covered. So at this point, you know, I need to put down that hour of overtime on my timesheet, and I want you to speak to her because you know she's supposed to be covering the phones next week, and you know I want to make sure that this doesn't happen again because I deserve to have my lunch hour and my break, and I don't want to feel like I have to make a decision between taking a break that is due me and covering the phones for the company. I shouldn't be put in that position. So you know I would like you to address it with her, and maybe even all three of us be in the meeting together. Okay, something like that. That's what you need to say to her. But you need to be more assertive and stop letting people punk you like that. So if the bitch tries some shit like that again and your boss is not there, then get your shit, like I said, and walk out. You know, it's gonna be her problem because she was had written instructions that she was supposed to do that during your break. Now, so it's not your problem if she doesn't do it. The problem if it's not done is gonna be on her because there were written instructions for her to do it. See, that's the part that you're missing. Once this stuff shit was in writing, then there's no going back from that. It was a specific and very clear directive from your supervisor. She opted not to do it. That's immediate grounds for termination. That's insubordination. Okay, and plus it leaves the company vulnerable for whatever the reason why they always want the phones to be covered. Then if the phones aren't covered, that again is on her. So she would have been walked the fuck up out of there, and you would have been rid of that headache had you opened your mouth and told on her, which is what I would have done. I would have singing like a fucking canary. No, me either. No, no bullshit at work. And if I'm gonna be dealing with some bullshit, you're gonna pay me to deal with it. All right. Now, here we go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just leave. I don't be dealing with her silliness. Um, where did I leave off? Oh, question number 10. I'm going on vacation with my boyfriend and his 3 kids, and I have a question about money. My boyfriend takes his children on vacation every summer while they are out of school. His kids are 13, 20, and 21. 20 and 21? Those aren't kids. I do not have any children. There isn't enough room in the car for me to go with them, so I will be flying to meet them there and will pay for my own ticket. How would you handle the finances of the trip, Deb? Should I offer to contribute to the rental house? If so, what percentage? If not, is it fair to offer to help with groceries or dinners out? What is the normal way of dealing with these types of issues? We have been dating for years, and this is always a hot button topic. I'd like some feedback on what you and maybe some of the other ladies think or have done in a similar situation. I'll tell you what I would fucking do. I wouldn't go. I would not go. He got 3 kids, and 2 of them are adults. And you want to be paying some money for them? See, again, this is one of them codependent situations. These are people with jobs. If they don't have a job, they should have one. So if anybody gonna be contributing some money to the vacation house and the food and dinners out, it should be them. They're gonna be the ones fucking eating it. Okay, they're not kids. These are 20 and 21-year-olds. These are adults. I bet you they'd be taking their ass to a bar buying their beers and drinks and shit, right? Oh, I bet you they could do that. They could find the money for that, so they could find the money for the vacation that they be on. Now, so you don't have no kids, right? So why are you tripping? He takes them every summer, so you should let that be the time that they spend together, and you should get yourself on a cruise, or go to a spa, or go to some, what do they call those? You know, those desert, those spas where you go for a week and you eat there and they exercise and do yoga and get massages and all that kind of stuff. Something like that, where you can enjoy yourself and relax and get pampered and also that's what you should do with your money. You should not be chasing after this man and his two grown kids and a 13-year-old brat. I'm trying to tell you, I'm like these people, they don't think like me. I'll be like, fuck all y'all. You want to go somewhere in a vacation home and be bothered with them three fuckers? You go do that. I'll check y'all when y'all get back. And I would go and do my own thing, and that, with your friends or by yourself, because there's, I know in Arizona they have a bunch of those kind of spas and stuff, and the women hike and they do exercise classes at dawn, and then they do yoga and they stretch and they do, they have like lunches that are made for them, for all organic ingredients and fresh ingredients. They have gardens and hot houses and shit, and so they have chefs there. So, I mean, it's like sounds like a wonderful thing. I mean, I might do it myself someday. But I would do something like that. I would not be chasing them and spending money on airfare and all that stuff to go and meet them anywhere. You can, because let me explain something to you, just what you don't understand. There's no room to go in the car. The fuck is not. That's what they have rental vans for. They hold 9 people plus their gear. Some of them hold 12 people. Okay, so there's no excuse why you can't go in the car with them and why you have to fly in to meet them. They're doing that shit on purpose to exclude you, and you don't even fucking get it. You don't get it. So I'm just telling you, you need a wake up call. There's no reason, even if you had to rent an SUV, they have, the little minivans, they have little buses, they have all kind of shit that you could rent that would hold 5 people. Okay, there's no excuse. Because you can get those where they have the 2 seats in the front, so that's where you and him could sit. They got another seat here, that's where the other two could sit. And they got that seat in the back, that's where the other two could sit. And then there's the stuff on the back where you put the luggage and stuff, and a roof rack on the top for the remaining shit. So there's no excuse why you have to not go with them and have to pay for a separate airfare. You just something wrong with you. You're not thinking right. There's just nothing about the situation that makes any sense to me, and I would not be going. But that's just me. They would have fun by themselves. After all, that's they daddy. You don't have no kids. You ain't the stepmother. You're not married to the dude because you specifically did not say my husband. Okay, you said your partner or whatever you said, boyfriend. Okay, your boyfriend. Okay, why are you acting like a wife and you just a girlfriend? I'm like, what the hell is going on with these people? I don't understand it personally. I wouldn't be doing all of that. But that's y'all. So, you do your thing. And let me see how something I wanted to do here. Uh, I hope this works. I I'm trying fancy things, so I'm gonna try something. I'm just telling you now. Y'all tell me if it works. Can you still hear me? See that little fancy thing? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the links to the some other referral videos over there for people to see on the end. That's my goal anyway. T saying, what the hell did I just enter? But anyway, that's what we got going on today. That's that's the Tell It Tuesday show for today, honey. I don't even know what to say about these people that wrote in on this week's column. I'm just kind of shocked. I don't know what else to say. Isn't that cool? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add the links there when I, finish after the show finishes. So it won't be this long next time, but I just wanted to make sure. I want to get feedback to make sure that I set it up right and that it works. Isn't it fancy? I'm getting fancier and fancier, people. I'm getting fancy. And I don't know. So anyway, you guys, be sure to spread a word. Spread a word. Spread a link or two. Help me out here. You guys have been doing a good job though, because we got like 1,000 new people, 1,000 new subscribers, like right quick. So I appreciate all the help that you've been giving, and I will be back on Thursday, all right? And hopefully, now I'm going to come up with a new topic. Yes, you exhausted. I'm telling you, I need some Hennessy. I got to go to the liquor store, liquor store. Bevmo, here I come. But you guys, I'm glad you were able to come through and sit down with me and hear all this craziness. And we will be talking soon. Thursday night it is. But you never know. I hope you're a subscriber because I might just pop in there tomorrow. You know how I do things. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.